Hi. More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast. Yeah, I'm still mad. I am still mad about what happened in Columbia, Missouri the other day. You would think a 38-year-old grown man would be able to get over it, but no, I'm not over it at all. I'm not even a little bit over it. I'm still mad. Yeah. And I'll get to that. That'll be my first topic and my second topic today. I don't know what to tell you. What's wrong with the color of this TV over here? Still mad. Just angry. They robbed us. They took one from us. It is what it is. We'll talk about it today. We'll talk about it on this show, and I hope I'll stop short of crossing the line, but the line is definitely in sight. I definitely have the line in mind as I go into this today. And then we'll talk about football at the end. Yeah, that's good. We'll talk about the sleepers of this year's team. We know about the Jeffrey Simmons, about the Montez Sweats and Nick Fitzgeralds. There's going to be that next level player that's going to have a great year, and we're just not talking about and won't talk about up until the season. Hello, Liberty. Hello, Point City. Hello, Ringgold, Georgia. Kevin Wright's still mad. I am too. Guy Dawson says he got out of bed this morning and his dog flopped in front of him. He's lucky a charge wasn't called. It wasn't even a good flop. It wasn't even a good flop. Like, the quality of the flop was poor, and that ref couldn't wait to call it. I don't know. It's just the officiating in the SEC. If the SEC is going to be serious about basketball and they've hired a bunch of good coaches and the SEC is getting better, then you got to be serious about the officiating too at some point, right? Football, we talk about, football officials have their moments, but it's nowhere near the quality of what basketball gets in this conference. Good morning from Jacksonville, Florida. Hello, Luke Hemphill. Hello from Summerall, Mississippi, Betty Anderson. Ginger Tuck is here. Hello. I believe Ginger Tuck up in DeSoto County. Horrible flop, says Chris Fry. Yeah, we'll get to it. These lights are just devastatingly bright today. I just want y'all to know that. Y'all are talking to each other. That's great. The Shrekking crew, hard at work. Guys doing a show over here. Doing a show. Y'all want to focus on me? Focus on me and not the conversation.
Hey.
Hey, thank you.
What's up?
What did I just say?
No idea. I was not listening.
Morning from Columbus. And I'll get to basketball officiating. You know what's bad? Go back to the 80s when the NBA was really good. It's still good now, but go back to the 80s when it was really, really good. Offensive fouls are just called too much now. If you're trying to score the ball, you shouldn't be called for fouls at the rate they're called at. It just ruins the game. When you can just fall down and get the ball from the offense, that's a BS sport. That's just terrible. Morning sunshine. Hello, Bobby Toomey. Hello from Mendenhall. Hello, Lance Chain. Dallas checking in. Carolyn Crane Lindley. Sinbad checking in from Byram. Hello. Good to have everybody. So I'm mad. I'll get to that. Terp, do you have video of my race queued up at some point?
Yeah. When do you want it?
We'll do it at the end.
Okay. Have it up. And we have post-game interview.
You only have the post-game.
And we have post-game. I said and.
Oh, you have the race, the first race, the second race?
The race, and then the post-game interview.
All right. Well, we'll do that at the end. So if you want to know how my race with my 27-year-old coworker came out the other day, if you want to know what that was like, please stay tuned to the end of this podcast, and we'll have Facebook Live, and I'll talk about it. All right. Good stuff. So we'll get started. Are y'all laughing in there? Y'all are laughing heartily at me. That's fine. We'll talk about the basketball team. Regardless of what happened the other day, positives abound for this basketball team. We are in good shape. We are in definitely good shape and heading in the right direction with this basketball team. That did not – I don't think it even hurt our tournament resume. I think it even helped it. Playing that close in a game against a team that's up against the same thing we are on the road, I think that really showed a lot of mettle. And I don't think it hurt Mississippi State in the long run. Would have been great. It would have helped us a great deal to win that game, but I think we're okay. We'll talk about that. I'm putting the cart before the horse right now. Everybody's getting in here. Got a good crowd, and got everybody ready. Terp, are you ready to do a show?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Thing. Should probably plug in my computer.
Probably plug in the computer, and you should probably.
Yeah.
Wow, this camera angle is different today.
Do you like it?
A lot closer.
Nate set it up.
He set it up. Wow, look at that. We are close.
Are you a fan or no?
Of Nate? No. Of the setup? Yes.
There you go. I'm also ready now.
Let's go.
It's the More Cowbell Show, brought to you by SEC Country. And now, your host of the More Cowbell Show, Brandon Walker.
All right, a very angry Brandon Walker here on a Monday morning. Here at the SEC Country Studios, I got the Shrekking crew on the other side of the glass. They are doing a very mediocre job, as usual, as we bring you the best podcast in the Mississippi State universe. Here we go. Mississippi State men's basketball goes to Missouri and beats the Missouri Tigers, except for one hell of a stop by an official who apparently had, I don't know what was going on in his mind. I don't know what he was thinking, but he robbed Mississippi State of a victory. He and he alone, and we will talk about that. I told myself, calm down, Brandon. Don't go on the air angry about this. And it's been 2 days. It has been 2 days since Mississippi State went to Missouri, had a 12-point comeback at the end of regulation, did everything they had to do to win a game, and one guy's terrible, laughable interpretation of the stupidest rule in basketball cost Mississippi State a victory. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry, I like this one better. I definitely am still angry. And now that the microphone is on and I've got things to say, I'm even angrier than I was. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. A lot of positives coming out of the basketball program, though. I want to talk about that first and foremost. Then we'll talk about the officiating. And at the end of the show, we'll talk about our sleepers for this year in football. We know about the Simmonses, the Sweats, the Fitzgeralds. Who's that next level of guys that are going to make a difference in this season this year? And we're going to bring something back today. A little audience participation. We're going to do the 2-minute drill. We're going to do the interactive 2-minute drill here on Facebook Live, where I will have a 2-minute drill. I'll have 5 questions, and I'll read the answers I get. And hopefully everybody is engaged. Hopefully everybody's quick, and hopefully this goes well. If it doesn't go well, we won't do it again, but let's try it today. Now, Mississippi State men's basketball goes to Missouri. Down 12 with a minute and a half left, they put together a remarkable comeback. They showed toughness. They showed poise. They showed grit. Whatever $2 word you want to use to describe what they showed, it applies in this situation. They went to Missouri, a team in the same boat as us, right there in the middle of the SEC, trying to get either onto the tourney bubble or off it and into the NCAA tournament. Today, Lenardi has Missouri in, and Mississippi State in the first 4 out. So State actually improved its profile with a loss. But everything State did the other day was good enough to win at Missouri. And in a road game in a hostile environment against a team that's, right there with you as far as postseason aspirations go, that was a performance that you can not only live with, you can encourage, and you can be encouraged by when it comes to Mississippi State basketball. But we have reached a point now this season where early on, we lost to Ole Miss. That was a bad loss. We lost to Auburn when we played pretty well. And we started 2-5, and you think, well, it's the same thing we've seen the last 7 years. And the last 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks now, has proven it is not. This is different. It's a different team. Whether they make the NCAA tournament or not, they have reached a level of skill and teamwork and overall quality as a basketball team that we haven't had around here in years. And that is very, very fun to say out loud. Can this team make the NCAA tournament? Yeah, they can. They can. Will they? I don't know. I'm probably 80% NIT, 20% NCAA tournament at this point. 18-7, 6-6 in the league. It's a very, very competitive league, which means when you lose that road game the other day that you had a chance to win, it hurts a little more. But let it hurt. Let the players hurt. I mean, they're right there, and they're in competitive basketball now. they're in the mode where every game they go out is very, very important, and that's something we haven't been able to say in a long time. This has the look of a turning team. Defensively, they're very, very good. Offensively, they have put it together enough that they are a threat to any team they play right now. It was a case of not packing it in. You know, when they fell down 12, I bailed. I did. I'm a fan that's I have my flaws, but I thought we were going to lose. And I see the comeback is happening. I flip back over, we force overtime, and that set me up for the disappointment that was to come, but certainly not by our players doing. We went on the road and took it to a team that's fighting the same fight we are. We didn't pack it in. We took quick control in overtime, and then things beyond our control took over. But I like this team. I like where they're at. I think the one player who has made the biggest difference is Lamar Peters. That cannot be denied any longer. Lamar Peters has changed this team. Early on this season, he was not playing well, shooting 17% from three, got himself suspended a couple of games, brought nothing to the table. And you wondered, if this is the guy that has these NBA draft scouts drooling, this is the guy that we're supposed to be excited about? And lo and behold, here we are in mid-February, and yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy who changes everything. He gives you a second very good ball handler along with Nick Weatherspoon. He eases the burden off of Q Weatherspoon. He opens up everything else. Everybody else gets easier shots when Lamar Peters is going well because they have to respect him. They have to respect his driving ability, and he knows how to get his other teammates involved. He also has the guts to step up and hit a shot the other day that would have won the game, and unfortunately it was taken from him. So Lamar Peters has absolutely changed this team. Got to beat Vanderbilt on the road, got to beat Ole Miss at home. That's this week. Vanderbilt on the road. Now, Vandy's the worst team in the SEC, but they're 3-2 at home in the SEC. They beat Alabama at home. They're not terrible at home. They're 0-7 on the road. They're awful there. But we got to beat Vandy on the road. We got to take the toughness we had in the second half against Missouri and take it to Memorial Gym where weird things happen every single year. Got to beat Ole Miss at home. That's a team that is probably at the end of the Andy Kennedy era, and they're about done, and we need to go ahead and drive a stake through their heart and finish them off. And finally, return basketball in the state of Mississippi to where it needs to be. The power lies in Starkville. It always has, and we need to set that right. LSU on the road, Tennessee at home, South Carolina at home, A&M on the road. That's what we got left after this week. Got to beat Tennessee at home. That's an RPI builder. That is a program builder. They lost by 30 at Tuscaloosa. It can be done. We've seen Alabama and Mississippi State play 2 wars this year. We know we're as good as they are. They beat Tennessee by 30. We can do it at home. Got to beat LSU on the road. Can probably lose A&M on the road because they are starting to roll right now, and they're starting to assert themselves as one of the best teams in the conference. 5-1 would put us 23-8 coming down the stretch. I'd feel real good at that point. And then you get a win in the SEC tournament, get to 24. I'd feel real, real good. Anything less than that probably puts you in the NIT, which, hey, not going to turn my nose up at. It's still a step in the right direction. Real quick before I get to the officials, women's basketball just keeps going. Women's basketball now 26-0. They beat Kentucky. Didn't even play well. They won by 20. How about that? Last week they beat South Carolina. They beat Florida in front of Scott Strickland. And yesterday they beat Kentucky. That's 3 straight games with a sellout in the stands. So that's women's basketball. All right. I'm just going to dive into it. I can't talk about basketball any longer without just diving into it. This is the Brandon Walker is angry section of the show. Let's go ahead and get to this. Mississippi State won that basketball game, and I really don't give a damn what you tell me. You'll never be able to convince me Mississippi State didn't win that basketball game. Per year hits a big shot, but then Lamar Peters takes the ball, goes right down the court, pulls up, shakes the guy out of his shoes, hits a 3, wins the game. And the official ruined it. Absolutely ruined it. He took a moment to put the spotlight on him. He thought he saw something he didn't. How you call an offensive foul in the last 5 seconds of a game where a guy just makes you look stupid by flopping like he's been shot just makes the entire sport look stupid. It makes the entire sport look stupid. I said last week that college basketball has an officiating problem, and it was on full display Saturday. That wasn't even the worst call in the game. The charge on Holman was embarrassing. Same official. Same official. The charge on Holman was elementary. He didn't touch the guy. He literally didn't touch him. And you reward somebody for falling down. When you start rewarding people for falling down and not getting touched, you are ruining the integrity of the game of basketball. Conventional wisdom in the National Basketball Association is you can call as tight as you want as an official. But in the last 2 minutes, you put the whistle in your pocket for something that isn't, unless it's egregious. You let the players decide the game. That didn't happen Saturday. Lamar Peters didn't decide that game. Missouri's players didn't decide that game. An official, an over-officious man decided that game. It was one official who made multiple calls that decided who won the game. And Mississippi State and Missouri had nothing to do with it. Now, our fans went after the guy on Twitter. This is where I draw the line. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't find the guy's name and don't go after him on Twitter. I don't like that at all. But here's the problem that creates fans going after guys on Twitter. Here's what it's all about. Here's the problem that creates fans going after officials on Twitter and Facebook and everything else. It's not right. You shouldn't do it. But here's what creates it. When a coach makes a bad call, when a coach wastes a timeout or makes a call that loses a game, when he gets to the locker room, there are 50 reporters with 50 microphones in his face wondering why he did that. There are message boards going crazy calling for the coach to be fired. When a player makes a mistake, when he misses a pass, when he misses an easy layup, when he calls a timeout they didn't have, whatever he does, when he gets to that locker room, there are 50 reporters with 50 microphones waiting to ask him about that. When an official messes up, he waltzes out of the building and nobody ever hears from him. Nobody ever asks him what went wrong. He never has to explain himself. He never has to talk about it. We just act like it never happened. They have no accountability whatsoever. Coaches can't say anything about the officials or they will get fined. Players can't say anything about the officials or they'll get suspended. Why have we made the most powerful man in sports the three officials on the court? Why? Why don't they have any accountability whatsoever? That's just a rhetorical question. You can't answer it. It's 2018. There's a ton of money in athletics. Why do we let the most important guys in the game get away without answering for anything? Anybody got an answer for me? No, of course you don't. It doesn't make sense. Right now, officials are the most powerful people in sports because they affect games and answer to nobody. If Greg Sankey makes a stupid decision, he'll get fired. If an official makes a stupid decision, he'll be out there officiating another game tomorrow. I just don't understand how you make that call. The game is on the line. It's the most exciting finish maybe in SEC this year. And we got robbed of the finish. Maybe Mizzou comes down, hits another three, and it's an incredible finish. But we'll never know because it was just a whistle that ended that game. A whistle, a stupid, awful whistle. Don't go after the guy on Twitter. That's ridiculous. That's something Ole Miss fans would do. Don't do that. But boy, we can talk about it here, can't we? Just so mad. You know, that win would have been great for us. It was not a necessity, though. It was not a necessity. State's 18-7, 6-6. We're okay. It would have been a luxury item. It would have been something that gave us nice cushion and boost going into the tournament. Maybe put us in. But we can still get in without that win. We can. So it wasn't a necessity, but God, it was right there. It was right there. Lamar Peters hit the three. And it wasn't even a good flop. The guy took a full step before he decided, oh, wait a minute. There's an official right there, and I think I think his fingernail got close to my shorts. I'm dead. Whistle. How do you reward that? And the only reason players flop is because officials are not smart enough to know they're flopping. How do you not know? You watch basketball all the time. I can tell it's a flop. All right. I'm all right. I'm okay. It's not a big deal. Doesn't affect my life, right? My direct deposit's going to be there every 2 weeks. I'm fine. It's just so mad. Let's get to football. For God's sake, let's get to football. Mississippi State football, who's the sleeper player for 2018? Who is the sleeper player? We know about Jeffrey Simmons. We know about Montez Sweat, led the SEC in sacks this year. We know about Nick Fitzgerald. We know about Arius Williams. We know about all those guys. And we're loaded coming into 2018. Who are the guys that will have a profound effect on this season who we're not talking about and probably won't talk about? I got three. Guys. My number one guy here is Farrod Green, tight end. Dan Mullen could be prosecuted for the underuse for how much he underused Mississippi State's tight ends. He never threw down the middle of the field. I think they've got ability, and they certainly blocked their butts off. And Mullen just never really used them in the passing game to Mississippi State's detriment. And I think Farrod Green is a much better player than he's been allowed to show in the last couple of years. I think under Joe Moorhead, who had a Mackey Award finalist, which is the best tight end in the country this year, you're going to see tight ends shine at Mississippi State. And Farrod Green is that guy this year. I do think Farrod Green will be a factor, not only in the blocking game, but in the passing game for Mississippi State for the first time in his career. Gary Green is a guy that doesn't get talked about a lot. You know Simmons, you know Sweat, you even know Chauncey Rivers, who redshirted this year. You know all those guys, but Gary Green just produces. He had 6 sacks this year. He had a touchdown defensively. He was a very good player this year. And because he plays next to Simmons and Sweat, he didn't really get a lot of play. Didn't get a lot of publicity. But he's good. He'll be in his 5th year this year. Very important player for Mississippi State. And the last guy is kind of odd to be on the sleeper list because his name is known so many places. But Leo Lewis is a guy who I think took a slight step back on the field this year. And you saw Willie Gay. We're very excited about him at linebacker. Errol Thompson looks like an all-SEC linebacker. But Leo Lewis, let's not forget, his freshman season he was outstanding. He did take a step back as a sophomore. But now as a junior, a redshirt junior, I think Leo Lewis could fulfill his promise and be one of the best players on the field. And if he does that, look at you at the linebacker level with Gay and Thompson and Lewis. If Lewis realizes his full potential, wow. I mean, scary. It might be the best front seven in school history, even without Lewis recognizing his potential. Oh, man. I'm trying to talk football, but I'm still angry. So we're going to do a 2-minute drill today. We're going to do a 2-minute drill on this show, and I'm going to see how it works. I would like to see how it works. Now, on Twitter, you can @ me your answers, @ @bwalker_SEC. You can tell me your answers. We can interact that way. Or right now on the Facebook Live, I'm going to ask a question. I'll read a couple of the answers. We'll see how it works. If it works well, great. If it doesn't work, whatever. Who cares? Number 1, and Terp, I'm going to let you answer some of these too, but not this one. This is a state question.
Okay.
You were just dying to answer some of these, weren't you?
I'm ready to go.
I can see your face
I'm
already.
ready to go.
Number 1, what's the minimum number of wins for Joe Moorhead in 2018 to keep fans from getting restless? What's the minimum number of wins in 2018 for Joe Moorhead to keep fans from getting restless? That's my question. Now, Terp, you don't answer that. I'm going to see how many answers I get. But I think State's going to win 10 games. I think at 9 games, I'm still fine. At 8, maybe a start, but I would set 8 as the minimum. Will Boudreaux Sturgis says 7. Shannon Davis says 8. Eric Wiggins says 8. I think 8's the minimum. You get to 8 wins, depending on who the losses are. I think you don't think the sky is falling. 7, 9, 8, 9. Setting 9 wins at a minimum is dangerous. Setting 9 wins as the minimum you can accept is very dangerous because that's 75% winning percentage in the SEC. I know we all think we're going to have a team. I think we're going to go 10-2, maybe 11-1. I think we've got that team, but setting 9 wins as the baseline it just seems very dangerous to me. I hope we don't have to worry about this. I hope that Mississippi State wins 11, wins 12, wins 13, wins 14, wins 19. I don't know. Maybe wins the Super Bowl. Who knows? If that was a flop, if that was a charge on Saturday, anything could happen. I hope my sellout line landed earlier. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check. Number 2, Terp, you can start getting in now. What's your favorite event in the Winter Olympics and why? What's your favorite event in the Winter Olympics and why?
Favorite event is I like snowboard halfpipe.
The snowboard halfpipe. Is that where we go from side to side?
Yeah. That one's fun.
I watched, I don't know what they call it, slope style snowboarding last night.
Yeah, with
the women
rails and stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
It was cool, but it was like really windy and none of them could do it. Like it looked like me and you out there.
Yeah.
Because they were all falling down. Curling, because it's something I could do, says Kevin Wright. Shannon Davis says none. Chris Russ Crawford says hockey. Robert Young says who cares? Well, that's not See, it's going to be the Robert Youngs of the world that mean we can't do this anymore.
We're getting a lot of Olympic hate right now.
Pairs skating, curling. It's weird, says Shelby Beach. Curling. Danny Pinter says watching something else. John Humphrey says the closing ceremonies. All right.
It's enough of that.
You guys enjoy your one and only 2-minute drill. And remember who ruined it. Remember who ruined it. Oh, boy. You guys in these last 3 questions better redeem yourselves. Number 3. This one will be fun. Who is the most overrated band or musical act of all time? The most overrated band or musical act of all time.
Beatles, for sure.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on there, but I would say Bruce Springsteen.
I like Bruce.
Bruce Springsteen is the most
I want to
overrated.
defend Bruce, but I hate the Beatles.
Kevin Wright says U2, also on my list. Kevin Wright
That's a
says
good
U2. So, what's our answers in the studio there?
I say Beatles.
We have another U2. We have Kanye West.
Kiss is in here.
Kiss. I didn't say Kiss. Kanye West, which I disagree
Pearl
with.
Jam.
Pearl Jam. Bruce Springsteen, says Bill Hurt. I think Bruce Springsteen is my answer. Although Madonna's a hell of an answer, too. Madonna's a good answer.
Nate says Alice in Chains, and Hannah says NSYNC.
Billy Ray Cyrus. Who rates him highly anyway? Beyonce says Barry Knight. Beyonce says Eric Wiggins. The Beatles says Matt Weisinger. Tim Franks says Michael Jackson. Block Tim Franks, please.
I love Michael Jackson. I agree.
Carolyn Crane Lindley says the Beatles. Stacey Barr says Alabama. Block Stacey Barr. I hope you meant the football team. I think it's Bruce Springsteen. I do. And this is all in fun, guys. We're not blocking you. Shirley Williams says Madonna. Got multiple votes for the Beatles. I think it's probably the Beatles.
I think it has to be.
I think it's the Beatles, but Bruce Springsteen is my personal answer. If you say the Beatles, the show should be canceled. Most number 1 hits change music forever. Well, the show ain't going to be canceled. All right?
Nope.
You know why? Because it's more Cowbell. It's my show. All right. Kiss, Bruce, Prince. If there's a guy named Bruce Prince in the chat right now, he thinks I'm going to kiss him, but I'm not. All right. Number 4. If you could make one celebrity stop being famous in 2018, who would it be? If you could make one celebrity in 2018 stop being famous, they just disappear forever. They don't die, but they just disappear from fame. Who would it be? I like this one a lot.
I'm going to need to think about this one.
Ethan Fleury, it's Mouse Rat, not Rat Mouse, right? Shannon Lisenby says the Kardashians. Jay Hammer says Brandon Walker. That's not funny, Jay. Shannon Davis says De Niro. Eric Wiggins says Kanye West. Kardashians. Wow, you guys don't like the Kardashians. I just don't watch them. They're not really famous to me because I pay them no mind. Miley Cyrus, Kim Kardashian. Wow, it is almost unanimous that it's the Kardashians. Bruce Jenner, Kanye, and even the ones that aren't Kardashians are tied to the Kardashians. Oprah Winfrey, there's one. Any rap act? Well, I don't think Tim Franks liked rap music. Alabama and Florida. The whole cast of The View. Oprah, the women of The View. Here comes The View. Yeah, this is going about how I thought. I agree with a lot of this. Jimmy Kimmel, I don't like him either. I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. Actually, all late night TV hosts. When did they stop being funny? They're not funny.
I like Kimmel.
They're not funny at all. Go back and watch Johnny Carson. That's funny. Somebody says Yancey Porter. Number 5. If you could be an MVP caliber athlete in any sport, which would you choose?
Golf. 100% golf.
Why?
You get to travel to a lot of cool places. You get paid a ton. It's mostly nice weather. Very low physical impact on your body. You can play till you're like 50.
Golf's not the right answer.
Golf is correct.
Golf is not the right answer. First of all, you play all year.
Yeah.
All right. You get a little downtime.
Yeah, but you make so much you can take a tournament off.
But you only make the money you win.
Yeah.
So you don't have guaranteed contracts. If you get hurt or have a couple of bad days, you don't get paid that week.
It's fine. If I'm MVP level,
it's not golf.
I'll make a ton in like 2 tournaments and I'll be fine.
It's not golf.
I think it's golf.
It's Eric Wiggins is right. It's one of 2 sports. It's baseball or basketball, no question. And I think it's baseball. You know why? You get to play outdoors. You get to travel everywhere in the summer. Now basketball, you get summers.
However many games.
Basketball, you get summers off, which is nice. But baseball makes the most money. Baseball makes the most money. Jimmy Garoppolo just got the biggest contract in NFL history. And he's making about $60 million less than Yu Darvish, who's not even very good. It's baseball.
How much is Spieth making?
Spieth is making a chunk,
but
Spieth has to go earn it.
Yeah, that's fine. If he's MVP
if you're 25 in baseball and you're an MVP guy, you're going to be set up for life, and they got to pay you. They cannot, like in football, the money's not guaranteed.
You get endorsements.
I think it
too.
Basketball as well, because basketball you could play 82 games. It's a shorter season than baseball, half.
Highly physical though.
It's definitely more physical, more injuries, but you get summers off.
You do.
And you're rich, and you can go anywhere you want in the summer.
Yeah,
that's
you got to
big.
stay in shape. You got to train. You can't just kind of relax for a summer.
Oh, you can get in shape. If you're an MVP caliber athlete, I think you're going to be in shape.
Golf is the winning answer.
Golf is not the winning answer. It's a baseball pitcher, but golf isn't a bad answer. Pitcher. I didn't think of pitcher.
Arm hurts.
You play every 5 days.
That is true.
You only play every 5 days. So
it's very taxing, though. On your
the 5th day is taxing, but what about 2 through 4? You just go play golf, or you go eat at nice restaurants in fabulous cities? It might be baseball pitcher. Yeah, I think it might be. All right. That was fun. Should we do that again or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
You liked it?
I like it.
Okay. I'm still angry. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll be fine. We'll have more. Hopefully the phones will work so we can have a guest tomorrow on the show. We'll have more tomorrow. I'm coming right back to you, Facebook Live. On the podcast, thanks for being here. My name is Brandon Walker. You've been listening to More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country.
You didn't mess up today.
I didn't. Oh, look. Wait. No. Okay.
What?
I like this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I like this camera angle right here.
Yeah.
Now that he's tightened it up, it looks a lot better. What's up?
Hey.
What's up, shawty? Is that what the kids say? Is that what the kids say?
Sometimes. In like 2000.
Shorty.
That was probably 10 years ago.
Well, I'm pretty much stuck in 10 years ago. Oh, wait. Okay. So, we got the video, right?
We have, yes.
All right.
Race video.
Where am I at? I'm over here? All right. Okay, I'm over here. Now, I was in the gym a couple of weeks ago. Here I am, 38 years old and fat, trying to look good, trying to get better, trying to avoid having a heart attack and dying. So I'm in the gym. I'm working out on the treadmill. I'm running, right? I'm running. And then this coworker comes in, and he's wearing church shoes in the gym. And I say, well, you're not running today? He said, no, I left my shoes at home. I said, oh, you just don't want to run. And he said, really? You want to race? And immediately, boom, 27-year-old coworker challenged me. You're challenging me to race? Brandon Walker? Hell yeah, I want to run. I want to race. So we race. And we set it up for Thursday night in the parking lot. Me against Dave Holcomb with our ACC site. And I'm going to race him, and we're gonna have fun. So we get out there. I do my stretching, right? And do we have both races or just the second one?
Just the second one.
Okay, the first race, I knew if I could keep up with him in the first 10 yards, I was going to win because my long strides were going to win. Anyway, so we're running, and I win the first race, but they called it a tie. It was BS. Even the guy I was racing against said I won. But so we went to a second race to decide it all. Let's do the second race. There we go. There we are in the parking lot. Right there with Perimeter Mall in the background. Here we come. Look at that. Svelte. Look at that. 6'5", 280 pounds of pure speed. I even threw the finger up at the end. A little
taunt early there. I like it.
No, I knew I had him. And I don't, just me. That's just Brandon Walker, just flying. That's a victory for the old guys. If you're old and fat on here, I just need you to know that I put on for the old and fat guys. I represented for the old and fat guys. And so there was, and here's the post game. There was definitely a post game. Can you hear the audio on that? All right.
Too tall.
That was fun.
Brandon, a huge race. What do you have to say? What was going through your mind there when you were coming down the final stretch?
My hamstrings. I hurt my hamstrings. I'm good.
You hurt your hamstring? You won.
Hail State. Get out of my face. That was me. That was me. That was a victory, side of victory right there in my Mississippi State, Hail State. I won the race. So don't ever doubt Brandon Walker. Shirley Williams says, "Are you okay?" Shirley, the weekend was rough. The race was on Thursday night. Friday, I couldn't move my left leg. Saturday, I couldn't move either leg. Sunday, I could barely move both legs. And today, I'm starting to move. I'm starting to be pretty good. It's only been about 5 days, 6 days. I'm starting to get ambulatory again. I can walk around. I'm very happy with the race and my success. It's just, I'm just blessed. Hashtag blessed. I'm just speed and athletic ability.
So fast and athletic.
So fast and athletic. Thank you, Turk.
That's great.
I appreciate that.
I wish I could race you.
You're 23 years old.
Yeah, I'd put you in the dust.
There's not even dust out there. It's a parking lot.
I'd make it.
Are y'all just going to keep playing it?
Sure.
Were you running or rolling? You might need to hold your hands up more. Okay, Bill Hurt. This is not the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat. It was kind of hard to tell. It was just saying it didn't matter. It was the agony of victory. How about that? Just put it together. Somebody says Missouri's description of the end of the game, Geist drew an offensive foul off Peters the following possession to seal the win. Yeah, Missouri fans are all up on my Twitter right now. They're all up in their feelings because we saw the obvious, and they say it was a clear push-off. Lamar Peters put his hand out, and the guy acted like he had been shot with a cannon. Unbelievable. True example of the Shrekking crew in action. Thank you very much. Pretty sure we all lost there, says Jay Hammers. Jay, you haven't been very nice today. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You have not been very nice today. Can we put Jay in timeout? No? You guys don't care? All right.
If you want me to, I can.
Brandon, that's the first race I've ever seen you win. That's not funny, Justin Baird. I could smoke you in high school as well. And we all know it. We all know it. Grace Thacker Good is still mad. The good thing about the Missouri game is there is no good thing about it. But I'm so mad. I'm trying to say things like, "Oh, let's get over it. Let's do this." I can't tell you to get over it. I can't say, "Hey, fans, let's just move past it," because I haven't moved past it and I'm not over it. I'm just mad about it. Just mad. That's all. Yeah. Whatever. It's just college basketball officiating is dreadful. And if the SEC is serious about being good in basketball, which they are, they've hired a bunch of good coaches. The league wanted to be better. If you're going to be serious about it, you got to get serious about it for this team, for that team, and the officials on the floor. If you got two good teams and one bad set of officials, it's not going to be a fun game to watch. It's not. If Peters actually knocked that player off his feet that easily, he is very strong. Strongest guy I've ever seen. I mean, if you can at a full run touch somebody with the hairs on your arm and make them shoot back 12 feet, you are the Incredible Hulk. You are amazing. Peters might just be bigger than we think. We will move past this after we smoke Ole Miss. Got to smoke Vanderbilt first. This game against Vanderbilt is every game from here on out is important, which is fun to say. When's the last time we were this interested in basketball on February 11th? February 12th. What is today? Valentine's Day coming up. Turp, you depressed?
Nope. Happy as ever.
Just thought somebody young and single.
Saving my money. Don't have to spend any money.
Young and single and lonely like yourself would be depressed.
You're going to spend money on February 14th? Because I'm not.
I am not. I'm not. I have reached the stage of marriage that we have realized that Valentine's Day is nothing but a corporate holiday that's just designed to make you spend money. I might go buy my kids some candy, but that's about it. I really hope my wife is watching and agree with me. If she does not agree, then I will probably be walking into a hornet's nest tonight. Peters should move to football with that strength. Yeah. I don't know. Peters, the force is strong with him. Brandon, what'd you think about Red Gerard, the 17-year-old who won snowboarding gold? I thought he did not know the words to the national anthem. That's what I thought. He got up on that podium, his eyes were misting, and he tried to sing along, and he just couldn't keep up. That's what I thought.
You know all the words? Could you sing it right now?
What?
You know all the words?
To the national anthem?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. 3 verses, says Nate.
Tell Nate to shut up.
Hey, he says shut up.
Nobody wants Nate in the building.
Eliminate.
Give us your reaction to Hey Dad telling Jeremy Pruitt that you host the 6th most popular Mississippi State podcast. I mean, Brian Hey Dad is clearly just begging for attention at that little thing over there called Bulldog Sports Radio. Listen, Brian's a decent little radio host. You guys need to give him credit. He does fine for what he's got. My wife said not to buy her anything. Is it a trap? Yes, Shannon Davis, it's a trap. It is absolutely a trap. Classic trap. Classic. Get on board with the softball team, 4-0 and haven't given up a run. Crazy power and speed this year. I hope so. The hard thing about the softball team is they can be the 10th best team in the country and be the 9th best team in the SEC. It's rough out there in the SEC, man. Pound for pound, softball in the SEC might be the toughest conference we have, and we're tough in pretty much every sport. But pound for pound, softball might be the toughest. There might be 5 or 6 national title contenders in softball in the SEC. How is Caesar? I'm going to see him tonight, Jay. I'll have an update tomorrow. Get your wife something. It's a trap. I still have Halloween candy left over to regift. Kevin Wright has mastered husbandry. What he's done? Husbanding. All right. Good stuff. 12:30. Landshark, you ready to go? You hungry? Of course you're hungry. You're a Landshark. Hey. All right.
Nice.
Jokes are fun. Can I have the good camera angle again?
Camera 3? 2?
We only have 2 We only have 2 cameras.
Yeah, but one of them, it's technically is in camera 3 slot.
So it goes 1, 2, 3?
2 is a live view box.
Whatever.
Facts.
It's something she mentioned and you haven't thought of it. Yeah, Christopher Captain D. Cunningham. Can baseball sweep Southern Miss this weekend? I don't know. I mean, Southern Miss is probably going to be good. They're always pretty good, right? So it'll be, if we do sweep them, look out. Look out. Would be one heck of a start. I just hate we're starting on the road. I know why we're starting on the road. I know why we're going to be there for a month. I'm just ready to get in that stadium. I'm ready to see it. Ready to see what it's about. Ready to see everybody's reaction to it. And I know we got to wait another month. All right. That's a good stopping point. 2-minute drill on the show. Do you guys like it or not before I get out of here? You guys like that, or you want to go back to today's top 5? What would you like to do? Maybe sprinkle, maybe do today's top 5 Mondays, maybe do that Tuesdays, maybe do something else Wednesdays. Shirley Williams says, I think you're the number 1 podcast. Can we slide Shirley some money or something? You know, I know we block people when they make us mad. What can we do? Can we send her like some cookies?
I can like her post.
Like her post. That's what we'll do. Ray Adcock says yes. Jay Hammers likes it. Shannon Lisby says yes, 2 minutes. I like it. I enjoy doing it. It's the only thing I can do for 2 minutes that doesn't end up in me having another kid. So I
Jeez. Nice.
All right. 2-minute drill was fun. Like it. Like the 2-minute drill. Everybody seemed to like it. Good. We'll bring that back. We'll definitely do it. You need some Shrek swag for more Cowbell. I'd buy a shirt. Yeah, I don't think I can sell anything with Shrek on it. That seems like it would be copyright infringement.
We can have Nate draw Shrek.
And I'd get sued real quick. I'd get sued quicker than somebody covering the Ole Miss investigation. What?
We said we can have Nate draw Shrek. And
I don't want Nate involved in the show at all. And I don't like Nate being in there. Brandon needs more hobbies. I agree. How about that Friday show? That's coming. That's definitely coming soon. I'm going to be switching my hours to where I work Monday through Friday. Shirt, by the way, that's coming. I haven't told you yet.
Thank you.
Hashtag bedtime stories. Yes. But the problem is they're not delusional right now. They're just beaten down. So I need them to be delusional. That's what I need. I know they're delusional all the time, but right now they're still a little beaten down. I've been ending this show for about 3 minutes, haven't I?
About.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Thanks for being here. My name is Brandon. Where am I at? My name is Brandon. Okay. I
Keep
swear.
you on your toes out there.
My name is Brandon Walker. You've been watching More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country.